Hello, my name is Andrea Weger from the TREC2 team. I'm going to talk about how to use the messaging function in TREC2. The messaging function acts as a communication tool between you and other staff. You can use it to communicate any changes about a client or message other team members with requests to follow up with a client on specific issues. Any staff may initiate a message to any other staff that has a user ID in TREC2. The messaging function in TREC2 is secure and encrypted, so you can use client names. There are two ways to get to the messaging screen: from the document or from the main TREC2 screen in Utilities Messaging. When you log into TREC2, upon login, if you see a message that you have unread messages, indicates you have unread messages, I highly encourage you to go to the messaging screen through Utilities and Messages to read your message. The other way to use the messaging function is through a client. I'm going to show you how to do that by going to search for my client, Test, AP, and clicking the search command or enter. And I can get to the messaging function from Documents, menu under Utilities, the Messages system. The top commands: close allows you to close out of the messaging system, help allows you to get to TREC2 help, add to add a message, read command to mark a message as read, reply to a message, delete to delete a message, refresh to refresh the messaging inbox, or print to print a message. I am first going to talk about how to add and send a message. If you have messages, you would see them displayed here, and to read any of your messages, you would click on the client name and the message would appear here below. So this message indicates to please do a wait check on this client. I want to add a new message, so I'm going to click the add command. And since I went from a client, my client is displayed here. You do not have to write about a client, and if you don't want to, you can click this little hand to remove the client from there. If you go from the main TREC2 screen via Utilities and Messaging, you are not going through a client and it wouldn't be displayed there. So to search for a client, you click the hand and then search for the client you want to write about. If you know the provider's 4-digit ID number, you would enter it here. If I don't know the provider's 4-digit ID number, I click the hand and I can search for my provider. I can search for their last name, first name, parts of their last name, parts of the first name. I can even just search by provider type or their site. I'm searching for the provider Becky Thibodeau. I'm just going to enter parts of her last name, parts of her first name, and click search or hit the enter command. I can now freeform type my message. And I'm going to ask her to check on the breast pump the client has. We also have the compose function. When I click it, it's pre-scripted messages that you can select. You can click more than one. I'm going to ask to get the HIPAA and make labels, and by hitting OK, it appears in the message box. The message is not set in stone, so I can take parts of it out or add to it. I'm adding to get for data service the HIPAA for 5/18/2012 and to make 15 labels. I click send to send the message, or if I want to cancel out of the message at any time, I can click cancel. So I'm going to go ahead and send, and now I get a copy of the message. You'll see I am the sender. It shows the date that I sent it. The recipient is Becky Thibodeau, and the status is sent. The sender and the recipient will both get a copy of the message. The procedure is that the recipient is the one that deletes the message. If the sender deletes the message, it will also delete from the recipient's box. So the recipient should delete it once they have dealt with the message, and then that will also delete from the sender's inbox. Becky sees this message, and if under status it indicates sent. If she wants to mark the message as read, she would click the message and click the read command, and I get a confirmation that yes, I want to mark the selected message as read. So now you can see the status has changed from sent to read. If Becky wants to reply to it, she would click the message, click reply, and then she can give a response. And I always give a date and then give my response. It always is a good idea to put your initials as well. I know Becky's provider ID number, so I'm going to enter it there, and I'm going to send it. If you want to print the message, you can click the message you want to print and select print to print it. If you do print the message, the printed message is not entitled to be filed in the health record, so go ahead and shred it when you're done using it. Refresh just refreshes the screen that if you received any messages while you were in the messaging inbox, they would display here. I am done with the messaging system, so I'm going to go ahead and close out of the messaging system back to the TREC2 screen. Thank you for your time today. If you have any questions regarding the messaging system or any other technical questions in TREC2, please call the TREC2 helpline at 206-263-8420.